I was lucky enough to grow up in the summers in Ontario in Canada on a beach, and I had woods behind me, and I had wonderful adults in my life who helped me appreciate just how fortunate I was to be able to live in nature like that.
You know, I think I was so inspired, and my partners and I were so inspired by our children when they were born. And it was kind of like our eyes were open to the world for the first time, and so it was this inspiration for all of us. And we chose, to try to make our little difference. And we all have been working together, trying to come up with alternatives and eco options. And so here we are, and we've launched our Eco Baby store.
Two people. One, of course, the great David Brower. He was the one that got my attention, with his writings and his work at Friends of the Earth years ago. And that got me started in this road. The other person was my father. He was a man who was a conservative Republican that liked to conserve it. He never used the word environment, but he'd been through the Depression, so he liked to turn out the lights, and he cared about nature. He got me involved in scouting. I was a Boy Scout, and a Cub Scout, and I liked the outdoors. So my father had a big influence on me.
I was actually with Muhammad Yunus yesterday, who won the Nobel Peace Prize last year for his work in microfinance. And we were talking about, he's really empowering poor people in Bangladesh by giving tiny, tiny loans to them. And we were talking about how this all ties into the use of natural resources. Because when people don't have access to natural resources, conflicts occur. And when people can't engage in right livelihood and make their livings, conflicts occur. And so much of this is reliant upon our ecosystem. So I think he's really been extraordinarily inspiring to me, as has, of course, the recent Nobel Prize winner Al Gore and Wangari Maathai. And I think people are now realizing they're making that connection between peace and between global warming and between the use of our natural resources and what we have and what we need to conserve. So I think the people who are making those connections are the ones that are most inspiring to me.